Top 10 male UFC fighters of all time. Have you ever wondered who the real fighters of the UFC are? We've got an action-packed lineup from the mighty Stipe Miocic to the legendary George St Pierre. Get ready for a journey through epic battles and triumphant victories. Stick around for the exciting fiction of the top 10 male UFC fighters of all time. Number 10. Stipe Miocic. Stipe Miocic is a powerful fighter who lives in Independence, Ohio in USA. He's like a superhero in a sport called MMA, like when superheroes fight but in a big ring. Stipe started doing this in 2011 and won a lot. But the cool part happened 3 years later. Some people thought he wouldn't win after losing to Dos Santos. But guess what? He proved them wrong and beat 3 tough guys to become the champion. Number 9. Henry Cejudo. He was born in Los Angeles and now resides in Phoenix, Arizona. He excels at wrestling and guess what? He earned a gold medal at the Olympics in 2008, equivalent to being the greatest in the world at something. In 2013, he joined the UFC, a big champ club for fighters. At first, things were a bit tough. But Henry didn't give up. In 2016, he returned even more robust and did something unique. He was the first to beat Mighty Mouse in the long time, Alexander Volkanovski. He was born in Wollongong, and that's where he still lives. He's like a superhero in the UFC, especially in the featherweight division. That means he's good at fighting guys his size, even though it took him some time to become super famous. In 2016, he never let anyone forget how awesome he was. In just 2 years, he won 6 times in a row. That's like winning 6 gold stars in a row at school. He had a little hiccup in 2018, but guess what he did in 2019? He became the champion. Number 7. Israel Adesanya. Meet Israel Adesanya, the Kiwi powerhouse born on July 22, 1989, who's not just a pro mixed martial artist, but also a kickboxing and former boxing champ. Right now, he is tearing it up in the UFC middleweight division, holding the title twice. But that's not all. He's had his run in kickboxing, even challenging for the Glory Middleweight Championship as of January 23, 2024. He's rocking number 2 spot in the UFC middleweight rankings and an incredible number 10 in the men's pound-for-pound rankings. This guy is a force to be reckoned with. Number 6. Jon Jones. Jon Jones is often hailed as the GOAT in the MMA world, and his only loss was a bit of a fluke, an illegal elbow against Matt Hamill. Standing at 6'4" with an 84-inch reach, he's got the most extended reach in the UFC history. Jones has this knack for using his frame smartly, throwing tricky strikes that keep his opponents guessing. He mixes it up with unexpected takedowns and unleashes brutal ground strikes. His defensive game is impressive. He dodges shots with slick head movement and footwork, with wins over champions, rising stars, and experienced fighters. Jones is the real deal. Number 5. Conor McGregor. Let's talk about Conor McGregor, the Irish powerhouse born on July 14, 1988 in Cage Warriors. Number 4. Kamaru Usman. Imagine being so good that you are the king of the welterweight division. They call him the Nigerian Nightmare, and he used to beat everyone in his path. He won against tough fighters like George Masvidal and Colby Covington. However, everyone had a tough time, and Kamaru faced his first loss in August 2022 in an intense fight against Edwards. Since then, he's had a tough run, losing 3 more fights in a row. Number 3. Anderson Silva. He is like a champion in the UFC world. He's known as a spider from Brazil because he moves so fast in the ring. Imagine this, he defended his middleweight title for 7 whole years. That's like being the king of the ring for a super long time. And get this, he won 16 matches in a row. In 2006, he debuted and knocked out Chris Leben and Rich Franklin to become the middleweight champion. Number 2. Khabib Nurmagomedov. He is like a superhero in the world of UFC. Khabib, also known as the Eagle, is from Russia, and he's so good that he won 29 fights without losing a single one. That's like winning 29 video games levels without losing once. He retired in 2020 when he was on top, making him one of the greatest UFC fighters ever. Number 1. George St Pierre. He is like a champ from Canada who ruled the UFC world. St Pierre, also known as Rush, won 26 fights and only lost twice. Can you imagine being that good at something? He was the boss in the welterweight division from 2004 to 2013, beating all the top fighters. People say he's the most dominant UFC fighter ever, even more than superheroes like Khabib, Jones, St Pierre, and Silva. So that's all for today's video. If you like this video, click the like and the bell button. We'll have another video for you soon. Take care until then.